guide you.
Okay, so I did an EMF reader message last night, and the message was a little bit concerning, so it took me some time to break it down and try to come up with an overall general message for what the EMF reader threw out at me. So this might be triggering to some people if they hear this message. It might create some fear. So if you're somebody that is going to easily get frightened or fearful, you should probably find a different video. When a person has been traumatized, especially by someone who is manipulative, the brain can produce a series of symbols or symbolic dreams, visions, or intuitive messages that reframe the event in powerful images that will feel very real and vivid because the fear behind them is real. So the messages I've got are you need to face new opportunities with courage. Learn from your setbacks, process what comes into your life, and take deliberate actions towards your goals. You need to have a brave step toward new beginnings and opportunities. Don't be so scared of what is coming or what could come your way that you just don't engage or don't try. You also need to recognize that failure is a part of learning life. So just because you fail does not mean you're not successful, or does not mean that you're a piece of shit and your life has no meaning or value. Okay? So don't have expectations for your life, and you won't be disappointed with your life. Someone or something will always enter your space. So use discernment. Don't be scared, but don't be too trusting. And also question, what is the message? What's the guidance? What's the influence? Be mindful of what you're allowing into your brain, what you're allowing to affect your thoughts and your perception, as well as your life. Process your experiences fully. At the end of each day, you should always think about what you've been through that day, and process what you feel, how you think, what you could have done different, or what you learned. My brain is constantly going, so I'm probably doing this after every few minutes. You also need to let go of any tension that has built up from emotional or mental weight or stresses. I know that's easier said than done, and it does take a while sometimes to let certain things go, depending on the level of trauma or anxiety or whatever it caused. But again, that's healing and shadow work that you would need to do anyways. You need to take concrete steps, even if they're very small, as far as like making a single phone call or just a to-do list towards a goal or goals that are meaningful to you. So You need to make sure that you're engaging in things or setting checkpoints for yourself that feed your soul, that are very important to you, to make you feel better about yourself and the things that you have been through and that you have done. The other thing is you need to always pause and check the temperature of a situation before just diving in. So let's say you go to a friend's house, there is a ruckus going on, and one of them asks you a question and expects you to answer it, and it's kind of like a setup for you to take their side of an argument, right? Gauging that whole situation, listening to what's happening before you even speak, asking what the hell is going on first, and then making a clear choice not to engage in that. That's just an example. Watch for distractions and sweeteners. So the people in your life that when they know you're doing something important, they do whatever they can to cause noise or distract you, or they do things to make you not look at them as part of a problem that you're going through, by constantly love bombing you or whatever. These are people that I like to call cover-ups, and cover-ups are a real problem because they keep you from getting to the root of the problem to solve. Don't get pulled into fights that fire your energy up, because that fire that you have inside of you is your base for your momentum to be successful in your own life. So if you allow other people to get you fired up and angry and burn that energy out on an argument, you're not going to have it for yourself to accomplish anything. So remember to choose clarity over conflict. Be cautious sometimes. 2 or more people can team up and often do this to influence a third party to do something that they know this third party usually wouldn't do. Stay grounded. Whenever there's confusion, there's opportunity. Meaning, if someone is aware that you're confused, you are, in a sense, prey or a victim. Be aware of setups whenever someone tries to see through your eyes or from your perspective. That means they are trying to learn how you think and how you do things, so that whenever they do what they're going to do, it will appear to have been from you. So, again, my EMF reader, my words. Told you if you watch my other videos, I pull these words and then get the definitions, and I put together the message. So again, trigger warning, now would be the time to click off if you're going to be scary about what is coming through. So the message is: a mentally unstable or very unusual person who can speak to God or a higher power. They have created a piece of music with words that are to remain in place, but this has gotten back to someone who appears to show support. Notice of danger or trouble ahead. It's time to stop working and relax. This is important, not a joke, very serious. There's going to be a painful feeling of guilt or embarrassment within a legal or spiritual union between 2 people. A difficult task or test, a rule made by a government. A direction that is towards the sunrise, which is east, shows courage. So it takes courage to go towards things you don't know about. You don't know what's coming from the future. The east is all about creation. You're creating your future. You're creating the life that you want. You don't know if it's going to work, but you're going to attempt, right? So going towards the sunrise, you're attempting to make this thing happen. Shows courage to direct your eyes at something. And the lack of success. So this is meaning you've been doing this. You've been headed towards the east. You've been facing the east. You've been working on something. And then you realize it's not as successful as it should be. And you get a visitor. The visitor's visit this visitor visits a structure with walls and a roof, part of the body that digests food, and a long breath that shows relief. So, meaning this person could already be in hideout and didn't expect to have any visitors, doesn't expect people to know where they are. And this visitor comes in as somebody who could possibly be trustworthy, or somebody that they already know, right? Your typical A&E crime show. They knew their predator, let them in the door. Part of the body that digests food, yada yada, long breath that shows relief. Says a single example of something that proposed a plan for action and effort done to achieve this. So this visitor is acknowledging the work that they have done right now, right? A genuine, honest, not fake condition of your body and mind of a female partner to can't turn the page. Or to experience an emotion as if they are in the act of giving birth. So there is a female that is having extreme stomach pains and pain in the vaginal area. Related to doctors, hospitals, and healthcare, there is a feeling of being afraid and directing their eyes at something. So this person doesn't know what's wrong with them, and these doctors are realizing that they possibly don't know, but something looks weird. The power to affect someone's thoughts and actions. So, to me, this reminds me of like a Lifetime movie that I watched one time, where this lady told her husband that she was pregnant, but she wasn't really pregnant. And because she had to pretend that she was pregnant, her body started to react like it was. It grew a belly, she produced milk, it was a hard stomach, so as if something was in there, and contractions, the whole 9 yards, until it came time to give birth. There's just no baby. So when the line, the power to affect someone's thoughts and actions, came in, and it says an evil spirit, folklore, and a very demanding and nosy female are afraid, that makes me feel like a man who is demonic and possibly practices satanic rituals has convinced his female, who knows she can't get pregnant or has had issues getting pregnant, that she is possibly pregnant with a demonic child. And they're scared now because if doctors find out, it's going to be a thing, right? So it says they took hold of something quickly in order to carry out an action. Not sure what that is. Doesn't sound healthy. They pledged something together. So this could even possibly be an attempt to get a regular person pregnant and take their baby and kill that person and produce that baby as theirs, so that the demonic baby is not found out about. This is all not healthy, mental health wise. To talk about something with someone who is in a state of not understanding, prepared to do something, they constructed something so they would have the ability to see someone's point of view. So there was setups, like stages, right? This person had to create a stage, a theatrical stage, for this person that they're trying to get in their head to understand what is really going on, even though there's nothing to understand, because this person who claims to be a demonic spirit is probably mentally ill anyways. To start the chief evil spirit, Satan, there is nervousness, worry, and fear to move fast on foot. This is considered a game, a physical competition. There is a plan to show times for certain events that a grandmother and male sibling give as signs in response to something that happens. So this makes me feel like either spiritually this female has a grandmother and male sibling helping her be alert for when this thing comes around, or this female has a grandmother and a male sibling who have put this mentally ill man up to doing this and feeding him info. A sad mental state causes the brain to make uncontrolled thoughts and movements of the body, causes someone to go to the hospital. That sounds like an epileptic seizure or Parkinson's or whatever. A seat that was used to sit on over plants, so a bench or something, was discovered by this demon. The attraction to her bodily fluids makes him want to burn her down to a liquid oil for his food. So her scent is attracting him. He is attracted to her scent, what she excretes or secretes, whatever you say that word. There is a chance of loss, harm, or danger. This evil spirit is mentally unstable and extremely unusual. How you will notice something and understand the great significance to this information is to look into the facts and knowledge about something. So, I forgot to do this part of the research. I meant to. So, you would have to go back to folklore tales and research this demon. Now, from the knowledge I already obtained, I can tell you it's going to be like Loki or Trickster or something, okay? A motor vehicle with 4 wheels has the power to affect someone or something due to money owed to someone. So someone either has a vehicle that they gave away to someone because they owed this money, or because someone was owed money, right? They were able to bully a vehicle out of the situation for them to do what they needed to do. There is another structure with walls and a roof that gives help or money to those in need. It sounds like a church. You pressed forward on something with force to get the approval to do something that would create an opening. That sounds like a community center. So, like healthcare, mental health, a lot of medical places like that, they need approval for things. Having a high temperature when in nature, also a region used by local government. I don't know. At midnight, something became hard to do and hard to understand. Lacking money. So going back to that, they must have been around each other somewhere in nature, whether they knew the other person was there or not, but somebody was supposed to do something to somebody and they couldn't do it. Lacking money, there was a possibility for something to happen. So maybe somebody ran out of gas or something. Inside the male parent figure is going to die. Inside. A man or boy inside the male parent figure is going to die. So I don't know if that's referring to somebody's insides, or if it's referring to like somebody looking outside of somebody's house and like looking in and seeing a male parent figure and be like, that motherfucker's gonna die, right? I don't know. Interpret it how you want. A man or boy, someone you trust, gave a spoken or written commitment to do something unkind and cruel to signify to a person that sees the event happen who possesses something very unusual and unstable. That sounds like somebody, a whole nother scenario, came up with an idea to hurt this unkind person. So you've got like contract on top of contract. To greet someone kindly, they assist to help a county's organized land military force using something that makes things visible with little to no light. They can see the inhaling of smoke from cigarette fumes. This reminds me of infrared and whatever other gadgets like drones and stuff like that. So somebody's like up in the woods with other people. The person forming words on a screen had knowledge and experience from doing or living through something, knew that resting the body and mind and thinking of something good to happen is the reason why something was done, giving great value or significance to the act. So I don't know, somebody came in and possibly de-escalated a situation or something. The darkest part of someone gave something to someone else. Darkest part of someone. That would be your crotch. Or, if you're possessed. I'm going to go with crotch because that fits the sentence best. To help cause pain or injury. A high-ranking spiritual spirit is already in someone's possession. A limb on the upper body was offered to someone who is mentally unstable. A limb. Oh, like a helping hand? An arm?
Sounds like it.
Helping arm. This was to put something where it can't be seen in the open. So they're hiding something. To frame a woman or young girl as having a hot temper to get the strength and energy off of her. This thing is going after multiple people. The final part of something involves a female sibling and a large amount of money or valuable things. To move quickly on foot, a conflict between two people left remaining feeling blue. This could be blues like fentanyl, or, they're left remaining sad because of what they just did. They told the young man they needed a serious play or event to happen that was full of emotion. They needed to hear it, and it needs to sound bad. Definitely sounds like a hit. Relating to healthcare or medications, someone uses their hands to feel for a pulse. A group of people living together share an event that paints a picture of this person being very unusual and mentally unstable. A sudden event causing great damage to a baby. So again, we're going back to this thinking they were pregnant thing. A chance to do something with a flexible tube for moving water or air, but the temperature of how hot or cold it was covered up by putting food in the mouth. That makes me think like something burnt somebody's mouth, throat, right? Some type of burn, and they're covering it up by putting food in there to like maybe say that, it was hot food and they choked, or I don't know. But I don't know what tube would do that. They all greet someone and present them with something they need them to do. They direct them and direct them wrong. So somebody must have showed up that knew how to fix this throat issue. And in the bathroom, while others feel sorry for someone suffering, this person shows amusement with a happy sound. That's a psychopath. That's weird. Going from green to blue, so I'm going to say someone possibly wasn't breathing and or was choking, and then airway cut off and then went blue. Someone looks at how old someone or something is and finally achieving what they wanted. So I guess the whole goal was to get rid of them. The act of looking at and understanding words has made someone very upset and unpleasant because someone else has what they want. So my son is, well, not diagnosed yet, but I truly believe he's autistic because of the behavior and the not wanting to talk until he was like, I don't know, almost 4. And I remember that when he started to talk, that's when everybody started to act sketchy and turning on me. And I truly think that it is because, one, they thought he couldn't talk, so he was around things that he shouldn't have been, and they possibly involved him in things. And once the talking started, they knew that I was going to find out. And so that's what this line reminds me of, is like somebody has to do something because this thing is understanding words and starting to speak them. A tool or weapon with a sharp blade is planned on being used to taste the blood of this person. So they possibly like nick them to see if they're tasty enough to go forward with, I guess. They agree it will be nice to use their supply to fulfill their hopes and wishes. Maybe somebody needs a blood transfusion. I don't know. That's the end of the message. That's the end of that message. So, go on ahead and go back to the beginning of this video and look at what my breakdowns were, what I conveyed from that. And go on ahead and look at the folklore legends of Loki and the trickster spirit. And look up psychology of somebody being able to trick someone into believing they're pregnant and what the body does. And stay aware, because this could be your message. Something could be happening that you're unaware of, and could be someone's next tasty treat.